welcome to the Dirt Bike Test Podcast. I am Jimmy Lewis, your host, and today we are talking about the Klim PowerXross Pullover. That's PowerXross, which is interesting spelling, but PowerXross Pullover. It is, like it says, a pullover. It's a jacket, and I was really surprised about this. So let me go ahead and give you all the details. And the format that we have on dirtbiketest.com is we tell you what it is. And this is Klim's snow product that transfers over for moto use. And it's a Gore-Tex waterproof piece, and it's designed to fit right. Klim designed this as an aggressive riding jacket for essentially snowmobiles and now a lot of the snow bikes that people are riding. And I was complaining as usual, and someone suggested that I give it a try, and I did, and I was actually really, really impressed. So this piece, which retails for $299 for all the sizes except for the triple XL, which goes for $329. It comes in 4 different colorways, and it's sized from extra small to 3XL. This is made from Gore-Tex, and it has some carbon black reflective stripe inserts into it. It has the really robust YKK zippers, and so it's essentially a pullover with enough zippers on it to allow you to actually pull it over the top of a helmet, which is really nice. It has hand-warming pockets. It has venting options. It has a hoodie. It's got all of the stuff. And another nice little thing was there's a little goggle chamois that's stuffed inside of one of the hand-warming pockets, which I was surprised at how much I ended up using it. So kind of a nice little touch as well. So like I said, I was complaining, and I was suggested I give this a try. I used to like wearing vests a lot of times when it was cold, but my arms always got cold and it let a lot of air in. And then I also liked wearing some of Klim's more moto pullovers, but they started getting a lot lighter duty and more like an intermediate layer as opposed to an outer layer, and they lost the pockets. And I'm big on pockets because I like to put things in there and just have them available. So this was suggested, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I thought it was going to be a little bit too bulky, and surprisingly, it's not. It weighs just a little bit over a pound, 1 pound, 12 ounces. So about a pound, a little bit more than a pound. Well, call it closer to 2 pounds. Okay. So it's not that heavy, pretty light, and it stuffs up about the size of a couple of grapefruits. If you want to get technical, know grapefruits have a lot of different sizes, but good sized grapefruits, we'll call them. And then when you wear it, it's not a flimsy, lightweight piece like some of the kind of windbreaker style things. This is a thicker level of Gore-Tex, and it's pretty robust. The material on the outside resists branches poking at it. It resisted getting too scratched up and falls onto dirt. You know, of course, I didn't fall with it on pavement or anything like that. It would surely tear something like this up. But what it's designed to do is keep you warm in an aggressive setting. And so I like to think that I ride aggressively. So it's always tough to get a full jacket and then not really sweat myself out of, or feel kind of constricted or restricted inside of a jacket. This is big enough, and the cut was generous enough to pull it on over the top of like a backpack. It would still be maybe a little tight in the chest. And I wore a large, but I could get it on over my backpack a lot of times if I needed to, or I would just put my backpack on over the top of it, and it wasn't a big deal. I generally would have it in my backpack, and let's say it started raining, I'd just pull my backpack off, and I didn't want the stuff in the backpack to get wet. So I would actually pull it on over the top of that, and it worked out awesome. The mobility in this jacket is really good. The cut of the sleeves, the way the sleeves are articulated, actually makes a little bit of a difference. It doesn't get tight in the chest when you're really being, moving around and being aggressive on the bike. And it doesn't bind at the hips or the waist. And it moves around. It doesn't have a dual layer inside of it. It does have a mesh inside of there, but it's not like Like sometimes those dual layer things tend to hook up on stuff and twist and do different things like that. This has none of that. So the fit is awesome. It keeps you warm, which is it's supposed to do. And not being just like a windbreaker when the wind is blowing on you, there's enough thickness where there's a certain amount of insulation. And it doesn't just stick like right to your, it seems like when some of the really thin layers, even though they break the wind and stuff, even if they stick to you, they push on you, it tends to transfer the cold right through. And this is just thick enough, or it's doing something to where that wasn't happening. It also seals up pretty good as far as when you zip things shut. It keeps the wind from blowing in. It has a high collar on the neck. There's gauntlets on the sleeves, and this is kind of a love it or hate it thing with most people that I found. I don't mind them. I can run them when I don't put my thumb through the little hole so they don't extend and they just kind of ball up a little bit behind your wrist, and then you can kind of stay cool. Or I could pull them out, put my thumb through the hole, cinch the Velcro closure down there, and really make your wrists almost airtight up against your glove. So kind of an awesome setup there. I have seen people that just don't like the gauntlets and they'll just cut them out and then they don't have to worry about them. I didn't. Like I said, these ones worked awesome with me. Even when it was warmer, it doesn't allow the venting to go up into the wrist like it normally would, but this jacket also has underarm vents and lower vents, so you can open it up. You can pull the zipper down, and all of a sudden it's like it's flowing a lot of air in there. It may not get a ton right next to your wrists, but you can actually kind of slide the wrists up. It's generous enough to where you can actually slide the gauntlet and the wrist section of the jacket up and get cooling in there if you wanted to. And being Gore-Tex, it's guaranteed to be waterproof. And I will tell you that it is probably one of the most waterproof pieces I've ever worn, specifically for two reasons. One, most of the water when I'm wearing Gore-Tex comes from me. I'm exerting energy and I sweat myself out of it. And if you haven't worn a Gore-Tex piece in the last 5 or 7 years, it's really improved. It seems like they actually do wick moisture and allow moisture to go out better than they used to, Gore-Tex pieces in general, this included. But the other place where it seems like on jackets, it goes down your collar. And since the neck on this thing can be zipped up a little bit higher, and since it has the hoodie, which the hoodie can also, when you don't want it, you can roll it up. There's a little strap on the back, and you can Velcro it to you can Velcro the strap closed, and then it holds the hoodie down around the back of your neck. But if it really starts pouring rain, I actually pulled the hoodie out, put it on my head, slid the helmet over the top of the hoodie, and it managed to, move the material out of the way, was able to get my goggles back on tight. And I stayed as dry as I ever have in a super gnarly driving rain. No rain went down the back of my neck, which that made me really happy. I kind of had never done something like that. Even when I wore a one-piece rain suit that was specifically designed, it didn't have a hoodie, and rain went down the back of my neck. So this stopped that. And then, so usually when you start out, it's cool in the morning, or you're going to ride and it's going to get cold in the evening. I was able to pack this into my backpack. I was able to roll it up into a ball. Actually, I rolled it up into the hood and then, cinched it, kind of crunched it all up and stuffed it in the backpack. And so it's storable. It's, like I said, it's durable. The material is tough enough to take pokes and prods from branches. And it became my go-to jacket all winter long. And, we're not having super freezing cold, snow and everything, where this obviously works as an outer shell where you wear more intermediate layers. But for me, I'm just wearing my vented jersey underneath, and I'm able to take off in 40-degree, high 30s. I'm able to take off with this thing, go riding, working, not like adventure riding. If I was adventure riding, I would definitely layer up underneath it. But I was able to go riding when it started getting warm, peel it off, crumple it into a bag. And the same opposite, if I went riding in the afternoon when it was going to cool off right before it got dark, I was able to, do the opposite and really happy. Bonus is that I don't have to take my helmet off. It'll pull on and off over the helmet, even a bigger helmet, quite easily. And this was something that I think was pretty cool because the zipper on the side, one of the side flap zippers, it has a double zipper, and so it'll open up and split the jacket wide open, as well as when you put both zippers down, it'll open up into a vent that stays closed and cinched around the waist. And the waist also has a cinch strap on it to form fit, as does the hoodie. And I found myself wearing this also as a casual piece. So when it was going to drizzle or rain, or before I was going riding, I was wearing this piece around. The graphics on it aren't astonishing. They don't stand out. You can wear this thing any place. And I was worried I was wearing it too much because I was going to wear it into the garage and start working on greasy stuff, or, wear it out to eat and spill food all over the stuff like I do with my things. So, as you can tell, I'm pretty happy with it. I like the pockets. It has the two pockets. They call them hand warmer pockets, but you're able to carry stuff down there. I thought it was really nice. They're fleece lined, so it is kind of a warm place to put your hands when you're wearing it as a casual piece, or if you're trying to take the chill off your fingers when you're out riding. And the goggle chamois was a nice surprise. I was surprised at how much I ended up using it, and now I'm like wishing that I had it. And how do I know how much I liked it? I wished I had it in some of my other jackets, or I was wearing something different. I'm like, oh, I wish I had that with me. So Klim calls it maximum minimalism. I think it more like maximum usage. I got way more usage out of it than I thought I would. I wish I could have told you about this in the fall so you'd have it, but there's still parts of the country where it's cold, or you're going to want it when it starts getting cold, or if there's rain showers. In fact, this is probably going to be my go-to when I'm riding, during the thunder shower season. So it might be a little warm if it's hot outside. I could say you could wear it until it's about 60 degrees, but again, it's kind of a packable item as well. So pricey, sure. It is. It's definitely on the pricier side of stuff, but as I've found with most Klim stuff, the quality is there. It's definitely going to last you a long time, and they are really good about warrantying stuff when it in fact is a manufacturer defect. And we know with Gore-Tex that since they're claiming it's waterproof, it will stay waterproof, and I've experienced that as well. So I'm giving it as many thumbs up as I could. Hope you enjoyed this. As always, you can go to www.dirtbiketest.com to read the printed version, see a few more photos of this part. Go ahead and you can support us by clicking through the links on our website and shopping there if you'd like to, if your dealer doesn't have it. And again, we'll see you out on the trail. Cheers.